Hey, how's it going, guys? So I wanted to go across how to use Genesis mining and how to invest in Genesis mining. I've been getting a lot of questions about it in my comments lately from a few different people, and I just kind of want to make a quick video on an introduction. I know there's some people that got some long ones out there, and it's a lot of information that maybe when you're first starting out you don't really need a whole ton of information. So anyway, so if you're just first starting out, you know, the things you want to know is like, how long is it going to pay out or pay back to return on your investment? How much should you invest? And do I need to constantly upgrade? Another one is which do I invest in? You got all these choices now, you know. And for the new investor that is just starting out, you know, I think the Bitcoin, the SHA-256, you can't go wrong with that. It's a lifetime contract. It takes out a maintenance fee. It's the only one that takes out a maintenance fee. So, which is about 45% of the earnings go to paying electricity and maintenance. The rest of them are 2-year or 1-year contracts. I believe you can only get 2-year now contracts. We'll go over to that. Let's take a look here. Alright. Yeah, so the Bitcoin is open-ended, goes forever. The Litecoin is a 2-year contract. Ether is a 2-year contract. Dash is 2 years, and Monero's 2 years. So at this time, there's only 2-year contracts going. So now, as far as knowing which one of these to mine, like I said, if you're first starting out, maybe, you know, SHA-256 would be the best way to go. I know right now the big hits are, you know, Litecoin is doing really good. Everybody loves Dash, pays out really well right now, but that can always change in the future. And at this point, I would completely stay away from the Ether, and Monero is just terrible payouts right now. It's gonna be really hard to get a return on your investment. So and there's another video that I made. I'll put a link in the description to it that goes in depth more on this, and the videos are made at a certain point in time, but you can go to the websites that I did and do it exactly like I did and figure out you know, a good idea about what is the best investment at any given time in the future. So go take a look at that. Link will be in the description. So I mainly want to focus on how much this pretty much is going to, a lot of it's going to be a little bit different on the other ones, but I'm mostly going to focus on Bitcoin mining. So on Bitcoin mining, you know, in order just to get daily payouts, I do believe you have to have about, I think it's actually above 2 terahashes now. So I think you actually have to spend about 2.5. So in order to get your daily payouts, you're going to have, this is how much you're going to have to spend. You have to get 2.5 terahashes. Okay. As far as beginning, I would recommend I would probably recommend 10 terahashes, maybe 15 terahashes, depends on, you know, to start out with. I know that, you know, not everybody has money. I started out, I mean, I started out with 30, believe it or not, and just kept putting a little bit in, little bit in, little bit in, and got myself up there in my hash power. And but if I wish I would have started out a lot heavier on it. So you should start out with 10 terahashes is what I would say would be a good starting point. That's going to give you a decent payout every day. That 10 terahashes should give you a couple dollars. I think it'll give you about 2.5, something like that every day right now. Dollars on a lifetime mining contract. So that's gonna start you out on a good foot. You definitely want to start out on a good foot forward, and then move ahead with your plan. This is like any, this is like your nest egg, and an investment into the future, your little nest egg. And a nest egg is, a lot of people think that nest eggs are, you just buy something and throw it in a corner and forget about it, and hey, a couple of years down the road you got yourself a fortune, and that's all and well, but that's not what this is. And hardly anybody that tries doing that, I think maybe like 1 out of 1,000,000 people that invest that way are actually going to, make it. So after you've made your 10 terahash investment, that's what I recommend, at least at a minimum. If you can go more, do it. It'll be worth it. So you've made your 10 terahash investment and you're going along, and what next? So you're going to have to maintain this, because we got what we call difficulty. It constantly makes it harder and harder and harder to mine. So there's 2 things that's going to affect your payouts. It's going to be difficulty, which just continually makes it harder to mine as time goes forward, and that's because more miners come online around the world, and more efficient miners come online around the world. So in order to stay at par with what's happening as far as that, you're going to have to make small upgrades. And I recommend, I recommend at the very, very minimum, do your 0.2 terahashes once a month. So if you do that, that should maintain you, or actually just increase you just a tiny bit, ever so, in order to where you'll maintain your payout and maybe even increase a little bit according to the hash power. If you can do this much every week, that's even better. If you can do more, that's better. Another thing is this might actually work out better for you too, because a lot of guys are buying with credit cards. So if you're buying with a credit card, guys, okay, this is how I recommend it: is start out with your 10 or greater terahash, and then once a month or more, do a 1 terahash upgrade. And the reason why I'm recommending this is because then you're not gonna get hit with the fees on your credit card for going, that Genesis is going to give you for going with a low amount on the credit card. So that should get you above their fees. That's going to give you a massive bump, and you're really going to start seeing this. If you do it this way, you're really going to start seeing it. So that's my goal, is a terahash per month minimum. So I'm doing quite well because I've kept up with that. I've done a minimum of 1 terahash upgrade a month. I do it in smaller chunks because I pay in Bitcoin. So that's how the proper way of doing this. So moving forward, so that you can invest in this, and you're gonna see your money. You're gonna get your money back plus more. You got to remember that you want initial buy-in that's a good amount, and then you want to start maintaining it with lower amounts, and that's why they have these lower amounts. Is really, if this is, a lot of people says, oh, you can start with $30, and that's not what this is for. This is to maintain where you should be buying in at. Okay. So, and remember that when you buy with your credit card down here, that they're going to be holding your payouts for 30 days. Okay, it's not a problem. It's going to show up in here under your account and your payouts and stuff. It'll show up. Okay. Another thing I just wanted to let everyone know about was your mining allocation. Let me show you real quick. You can change that around. That's not really, I'm not going to get too much into the scope of that. I just want to get in the scope of, hey, you're new to this and you really like the idea and you want to get into it, so you can adjust your payouts to whatever and save it. The next thing, if you're really new, is you're going to need to go to your account and settings, and wallets. And if you're mining Bitcoin, you put your wallet address in here. You don't have a wallet address, you can click right here, and I'm just going to take you over to what I think is the best wallet available. My internet seems to be just a little slow today. So that brings you to this site right here, which is bitcoin.org, and choose your wallet. You click it right here. And I'm going to just assume that I don't like web wallets. Okay, hardware wallets are awesome, but I don't like mining to them. I like mining into one wallet and storing in a different wallet, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Whatever you do, you don't want to keep a whole lot of crypto unless you're using it in a mobile wallet. Okay, or if you only have a mobile. So out of all of them, the best is desktop. Okay, and out of everything that's here, in my opinion, the best one is Electrum. And it shows you right here. This is a briefly where it goes over and tells you about it, and then you can click on visit website. And here you go, Electrum. You can download it right here, and this is a really good wallet. Has a lot of really great features. Look here. So as with anything that you're mining with Genesis, you go around and anything you're getting paid out in, it's all right here. You can get the wallet, and then you just come back, paste your wallet address, scroll down, and hit save. So, and Electrum's really good for the beginner. I don't like mining into a lot of these new fancy wallets, simply because the way the protocol that they use and the way they work, you can gum up your wallet, and it just can't handle lots and lots and lots of transactions, especially small transactions. It can't handle a lot of them. And once you start building that up with you know, hundreds or even thousands of transactions, a lot of those wallets will actually start functioning poorly for you. And that's why I don't like it for my mining payouts, or if I do use one for my mining payouts like that, which I do, I'll let it pay out so much into that, and then I'll transfer it into my hardware wallet. The hardware wallet's good for if you're storing lots of funds. Don't mine into it. You guys are interested in a hardware wallet, I highly recommend the Ledger, and you can get the Nano S actually fairly cheap. Actually, I think the Nano S for a multi-currency hardware is the cheapest that you can get. And you can actually, here it is right here. I got a Ledger Blue, but they have other ones that you can check out that go down all the way to very, very reasonable prices if you just want to store just Bitcoin. So there's a link in my description that'll take you to Ledger's official website. Make sure that you only buy from, when you're buying hardware wallets, only buy from the manufacturer. Do not buy from anywhere else. When you're buying from anywhere else, you don't know where that came from. You don't know if it has had software put in it that's going to try and take your crypto and steal it. And I've heard of fake ones that actually, you know, after so long will remove all of your crypto from it, send it to somebody else. So only buy from the manufacturer that you trust. There's a few manufacturers. I go with Ledger. I think they are they're one of the best, I think, or if they are the best. There's also Trezor and KeepKey are well known. So anyway, I don't want to get too far off on that stuff. So that's just the basics. You know, go with a bigger amount at the beginning, and then just follow up every now and then with upgrades to it to maintain it, and that's gonna keep you real happy. You know, putting out the big one at the beginning, and then just maintain it with small stuff. And then maybe if you run into money later on, you can throw another big one in there to give it a big boost, you know. So, and then with the other contracts here, these don't need to be maintained because they're just a 2-year contract, unlike lifetime Bitcoin mining, which you know, you want this contract to last as long as it possibly can to get your money out of it. So throw some maintenance at it, guys. You know, and great way is to use codes. That actually helps out. You know, if you use my code, that helps me out. I also promote other people. You can look in my description, and you'll find other people. I promote their codes. Use their codes, and that will give you a discount. When you use somebody's code, that also gives them a tiny little bit of hash power, so that they, you know, they get a little tiny little bump in hash power, which is really cool. So it's kind of it's giving in both directions. So, and I've got several codes that you can use. You can use mine if you want, or you can go down, you can use any of the people in my list down there. They'll all appreciate it, and most people, when you use their code, as long as you let them know, hey, you know, I just used your code, they'll use your code. So, and you can find your code down here in right here in your account under affiliate. So anyway, I talked enough about this. I just wanted to show you guys, you know, or let you know what you need to do if you're getting it into what you need to do to get into Genesis mining, and how to make it work out for you so that you'll be happy in the future and not be disappointed, because you got to think of it in a certain way. You can't just invest 20 or 30 bucks and think you're going to be coming out all rosy with thousands of dollars at the end. You need to do a little bit more, and then you're going to see the benefits. So, alright guys, so just a short video on that. I guess it's not too short, but I just wanted to get some information out because a lot of people have been asking me about how to move forward in this, and what's the proper way of doing Genesis mining towards the future. And if you get into it, by all means, make videos. I love seeing videos from everybody, and it puts your code out there, and people will use your code, and you can become a very valuable member of the community. So, you have a good day.